you doing today?
I'm doing great. Waking up, crack of dawn, 6:30 a.m. Talk to you guys.
Jalen, where'd all that hair come from, man? Last time we saw you, I don't think you had all that long that
You
longness
know,
going on up top, man.
Inside my hair is 5 years of growing it out in college. A lot of USC knowledge, a lot of football knowledge. I say my hair grows with me.
There you go, man. Hey, obviously great to see you up here, man. It's been a few years for me. I don't know if Vaughn had a chance to see you since we were all out in Oakland, but obviously Jalen, kind of jumping on into it, man. You come from a great football family. Obviously, your dad played in the league for a nice few years. Then it went on to be a very successful personnel man. Your uncle played for 27 years in the NFL. Your brother's playing right now in the league. Talk to us about some of the knowledge they imparted to you to not only get to this point and get to an NFL roster, but what it takes to stick on one.
Some of the knowledge they employed to me is just the day-to-day grind and the day-to-day process that I had to start as a young player, and I really had to learn how, with the information that they're giving me, how it applied to my life and how it applied to my position. And my role on my team. And so with that, I just shaped everything and all the information that they were giving me to try to help me. And I really looked at my life and my own individual position, my team, and I tried to nitpick and pinpoint anything in my game and my life that I could change and shift to understand more of how I can be the best player I can be, and also take information that I'm getting that some other people might be able to have, and to be able to give myself any type of edge that I can give myself in my own game and in my own personal life. And that goes with education and with school and everything that encompasses that. I mean, we're talking about leadership, talking about um, heart on the field and play, tenacity, all that type of things. I try to take the little seeds from everybody and just see how I can impact my game.
And
Man,
Jalen,
Jalen,
thanks. Go ahead.
Jalen, man, yeah, obviously, man, I've known you for some years, man, ever since you was a young buck, man, and uh, physically, man, you can be physically imposing. You're gonna look extremely well to NFL scouts, to NFL executives. So we know the physical aspect. We know you played multiple positions in college, guard, tackle. Talk about some of the adversity that you've been through, because obviously what we're going to talk about, what people really want to say, with it's a football family, but what about the personal adversity from Jalen? I know about the injuries and when you were young and missing years in high school, whatnot. Talk about some of those things that have made you a better player right now and a better person right now.
Yeah, I appreciate that question. I think that was why it was so important for me to listen to all my influences and understand how it affects my journey. And my journey, you know what I'm saying? When I was younger, I had an interesting rare disease called Blunt's disease, and I was able to fight through that at a young age. And in a situation where most children with this disease have trouble playing sports or have trouble doing everyday life things, I was able to be in a situation where I could make a full recovery and a full 180 from that, and at a young age, and still be able to do what I love and play sports. And it was always that to me. It was always the love of what I did, and to be able to play sports and compete. That was always everything that I really held dear. And so I kind of just held on to that. And that's why one of the other things in an adverse situation was, at the end of the day, at USC, we signed the number 3 class in the nation. And I was blessed to be the last scholarship they gave out in that class. And so coming into a situation of big old school like USC, you know, all these guys and everything, and you're the last scholarship, you're the last, guy that they're bringing in. And so it builds a fire in yourself to where my first instinct was to scratch and claw just to get on the field. And so scratching and clawing, getting on the field when I got guys in front of me who are in the league right now, great players and all that, and great offensive linemen, and I'm scratching and clawing just to get on the field. And so after that experience that I had, just being able to gain the opportunity to play with my brothers, I then thought of ways where I could just be the best player I could be for them. And so that was always my focus. Was I've been in situations where I've had this game taken away from me, and I've had this game taken away from me from situations I can't control. And so because of that, my whole MO is to scratch and claw to get on the field in any way I can. So an adverse situation is, if I have to play guard, I will. If we're down and I suited up, and we actually don't know, Mr. Vaughn, that when we went to Cal, my first time going to Cal in 2019, I was practicing that week as a second team center because we had injuries and stuff going on, and they knew I played center in high school. And so it doesn't matter what adversity or adverse situation, I'll be able to flip that and be able to, at least in every situation, like I was taught and like I was raised, to give my all for my teammates, for myself, and everything. So
all right. Well, hey, you know what, Jalen? Obviously, we all know the versatility is the key to being in the league. As Vaughn and you just kind of alluded to, I was going to ask you kind of what position up front do you think you're most natural fit for? And then how many different positions? And tell me this now, man, so I can get you some reps this week out in LA, man. What all positions you want to play and show the NFL that you're capable of having 3 or 4 different position flex?
The position I feel like I'm most comfortable and can do the most damage as offensive lineman at, I think, is playing offensive tackle, just because of the way that I feel like I can start front side runs and get things started with my versatility and this the way I can get off the ball and my body frame, how long my arms are, and everything like that. So I feel like playing offensive tackle gives me and the team sometimes, in certain situations, in certain offenses, the best chance. And then I feel like also in certain situations, certain offenses, I can really help the team at playing on the inside because of my leverage, because of my long arms, and because of things that I can do on the inside to be able to help the team in certain offenses, in certain ways that they run them. And that's just my experience playing both positions and playing multiple positions. I see ways in which I can help this overall offense playing different positions, and it makes me understand that there are different nuances to the game and different just things that you can do as a player if you have to be put in a situation where you might be training and playing 2 positions during a season, and how you can change and kind of tweak your position and your technique in both of those places to multiply maximize, your play. But I think if I would be able to, I think offensive tackle is where I can be the most help to a team. But I also think that getting inside in there, and I can play left guard and right guard. And also in high school, when we played, a big guy, if they had a big guy on the inside or a tough guy on the inside, I'd slide in the inside and I played center. And if they had, somebody on the outside who we ran the triple option. And so, us running the wing T, it was all downhill running. So back in high school, if we had somebody on the outside, we needed to get out of there. I play on the outside. So I think in certain situations, I know how to get in the inside and bang with them guys, and then get on the outside and, pass protect with them guys and do things at that position to be able to help the overall offense. And I think learning how both of those positions, or also playing center and being able to make calls, I think being able to make calls and having made calls at center helped me at all other positions to be able to learn how all the offensive line works as a whole. And so I think that really helped me.
Man, you make it sound so easy, but we all know, man, even from right tackle to left tackle isn't easy. It's a completely different, muscle memory and, kind of repetition. I remember Bob Wiley always telling me hey, you can't just do it. It's like asking a golfer to all of a sudden, swing a club left-handed, going on over one side of the line to the other. But to have tackle, guard, center versatility, as Vaughn and Lorenz know also, that is rare ability for guys coming into the league to have that knowledge, to have that understanding. We know these pictures change, right? It's no longer just a simple card. You got a lot of moving pieces. The center's got to be able to call them out when you're talking about making those calls. Man, what are you going to tip the scales at when you come out, Jalen? Obviously you've been a more of a linear and a long framed. You're very athletic, as you've talked to. You've got great bend, which allows you to be successful inside. But what are you going to tip the scales at when you come on out to LA?
I'm going to tip the scales at, I like, since we were in the air raid at USC and, we ran a no-huddle offense, a lot of things we did were based upon tempo, and also were based upon our offense's ability to kind of run at the defense and get them on their heels. So for that point, our offensive linemen, we like to be more on the leaner side, and we like to be able to, be able to move fast and be able to wear down an opponent all game, running that type of offense. So I was, my normal playing weight, like 315 to 320, anywhere between in there. And, so I'm going to be measuring out at 6'5", 310, 315, somewhere in between there, because until I figure out what team would want me, what weight they would want me to see me at, or, and also that also fluctuates with what position I'm playing, if I'm playing guard, or if I need to be ready and to go into a game to play both, or I need to be 320, 325, or different things like that. And so we always talked about that in college. So I think, yeah, those would be my where I'm walking in at, where I'm going to be measuring up at.
Good.
Hey, Jalen, thanks so much for waking up with us today, picking the NFLPA Collegiate Bowl Watchlist show to wake up and giving us all your insight. Really inspiring story there with the things you had to go through as a kid. Do you have any parting shots, anything else that the people need to know about you before we let you go here?
No, that's one thing that's just important to me, and as I go along in my journey is, recognizing that disease and what it is, because as I moved from Wisconsin to California when my dad got a job, I didn't have access to medicine to understand what was going on with my body, and sometimes that can happen sometimes. And so if I ever wanted to do anything, it would definitely be able to shed light on Blount's disease, and that's Blounts, because it is a disease that is overlooked and sometimes can't be caught, and it's normally seen in mostly Black and people of color, infants and young adolescents, and those are the people I was around when I was dealing with it in Children's Hospital. So that would be important to me, and as I go along, it's just showing that it doesn't matter if you have to have surgery, it doesn't matter if you're dealing with this disease, whatever, you can, if you want to still play sports, if you want to still do your stuff, you can try and you can get after it.
Hey, thank you so much for shedding light on that. And, I hope a couple people watching this can get educated on it. Thank you so much for making it with us today. That was really inspirational, and wishing all the best for you in the next couple of weeks. And then I'm really excited to see you out there in Pasadena in a couple of weeks.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all for having me.
Thanks, Jalen.